Well, it is our Taking Care of Business segment, and this morning we welcome Deb and Ed. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Oh, it's 60 degrees outside. How can you complain?
It is warm. It's nice.
It is.
Even a little rainy, but nice.
Yeah, that just means more time out on the golf course, right?
I put them up for the year already.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I've had enough.
I'm done. It's not getting any better.
Well, it's the weather and time of change, time of day change.
Oh, no.
Hate that.
It's getting dark about noon. It feels like it.
Go to work in the dark, get home in the dark.
And then work gets in the way of all your fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible. I hate when that happens.
Well, Deb, Ed, let's welcome this segment, and we're going to be talking about Charter Plastics. So, Ed, go ahead and give us an introduction of who you are.
I'm Ed Barrett. I do human resources at Charter Plastics. I've been there about 15 years. And we need some good people. We have a very good core of group of workers right now, but we're still looking for some more, as usual.
Well, before we get into who you're looking for and what they need to have, let's learn a little bit about Charter Plastics.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. What's the history of Charter?
Charter Plastics, owned by Char and Terry Rio. They started it in 1987. Char's father was part of the bringing plastics to Titusville with Phillips 66 back in the 50s. Wow. So the long line of family in the plastics business, and they've grown the place immensely since I started there 15 years ago. I'd have to say that is just amazing how much it's grown from that little plant that we were in to 30 acres of property now.
Wow, that much now. Wow.
You always hear these stories where a guy in his garage gets one piece of equipment and then
and that's where it started, in his father's garage, actually.
Really?
Yeah, that's where they made their first tooling, and that's probably one of the most unique things about Charter is all our tooling we make in-house. We don't purchase from anybody else. We make it all in-house in our machine shop, R&D, everything.
Really?
Yeah.
So talk about the buildings you're in. Because there's some history there.
Oh, there's some history there. The old Struthers and Wells buildings, and what is the old sawmill? I can't even remember the name of it. We're out there, clear out.
Now, the Struthers Wells buildings, that name may sound familiar. I mean, the folks who were working in those plants, especially early on, I mean, you're talking about making things for the government and for
World War II. And
Yeah,
lots of history in those buildings.
Do you ever see anything that harkens back to that time, or have you guys?
We've pretty much cleaned it out and started all over. About the only thing existing left are some of the cranes, the big overhead cranes that are left.
Wow.
That's about it.
Now, are those cranes in use today?
Very little. Most of the cranes that we use are brand new that we've installed within the last 10 years.
Wow, that's incredible. So talk about some of the material that you're dealing with on a daily basis.
We run about 20 million pounds this year through the plant. That's what our projection is. We're pretty close to it now.
Really?
20 million
pounds.
Resin. Most of it comes by rail car. We do get some trucks, but the majority.
So say that
rail.
again. Say that again. The majority comes by rail.
By rail car.
Wow.
Put in a rail spur a few years ago, so...
Yeah, we have a big, large rail spur, new silos. Actually, we just had 2 more new silos put up inside of our building at the West facility this week, actually.
Really? I'll have to come down and see.
Yeah, so we've got 5 silos over there now and 6 in our East facility.
How has the plastics industry changed in the past 15 years?
Lately, it has gone mostly to gas because DOT has mandated that the gas companies update all their transmission lines. So right now, there's a big push to update those lines within I don't know the exact time frame, but they're pushing for that. So we're making a ton of polyethylene pipe for that project. It's unbelievable how much gas pipe. 2 years ago, it was geothermal, but now it's gas pipe.
So do you follow the trends in what's going on in Pennsylvania, or are you looking at other states?
We're East Coast. I mean, we have customers from Maine to Florida all the way to the Mississippi. So we cover the whole East Coast basically.
Wow, pretty widespread.
Very widespread.
So when you hear stories of things slowing down in Pennsylvania, maybe elsewhere things are
Correct.
busy or picking up.
Yeah, like this time of the year, I mean, things are everybody's closing up their their projects in this area in the north, but south is still going strong. So it keeps you busy all year now. It used to be kind of trendy. In the winter, we'd be slow and build a big inventory, and it's somewhat that way, but the majority of it now, we have customers in the south, so we're busy all year round.
Wow. So how many employees are there?
We have about 70 right now. And, like I said, we could always use more.
What areas of the business could you use?
In our
more
production area mainly, but that's where you start at Charter. Everybody that works there pretty much has started at the bottom and worked their way to the top.
Talk about what happens when somebody comes into the Charter family.
Oh, they come to work
I
and
like that. Charter family,
yeah,
that's good.
well,
Well,
that's how we consider it.
Yeah, that's
And I'm sure at some point they have to earn that right to be there. I mean, because it sounds like, you're saying, get a job with us. You're going to start here, but there's
There's
that
hope and opportunity
Yeah.
to grow.
So when somebody comes in to the workforce, there, where are some areas that they could grow into?
Quality control or our maintenance department. We have a very vast maintenance department that takes care of everything in our plant. I mean, we build most of our buildings. We do everything ourselves. So maintenance, production area, that's where most people start out, is just coil and pipe or making straight lengths, whatever it might be.
Now, when it comes to somebody starting out there, what sort of things would they be doing right off the bat, and what sort of hours would they be looking at?
Well, we run 24 hours a day and currently 5 days a week. So we have shifts, first, second, and third shift. Suit your. You have your own choice,
Kick and flex
Some
a little
people
bit,
like
yeah.
that third shift. I couldn't stand doing third shift. Second shift, you have the people that like that.
Well, sometimes it works with their families.
Yeah,
for
families,
daycare and
schedules,
things like that. Yeah.
and some have other jobs. So
Oh, yeah.
Now, talk about maybe the candidates that have come in the past couple years, because Deb, we always have this conversation about, I don't say the quality of workers today, but talk about what sort of those expectations are. If you're going to apply at Charter Plastics, you better have what together?
some drive, punctuality, commitment to be there on a regular basis. I mean, it's a full-time job, and we need you there. Our schedule depends on it.
And you're not talking about a job that's going to start out at $3 an hour.
We're starting at 9 with shift differentials and move you up depending on how quickly you learn. And that, it's based on that. So
But you got to show
it's
up.
your drive.
Yeah.
What kind of skill sets are you looking for?
Good math, anybody that can handle a micrometer, has any machinist type skills that can measure, because that's very important, the tolerances, to keep the tolerances, and just a good eye for defects. And
When you are opening up a job opportunity, are there places that you guys look for to maybe reach out to bring people in? Or
we use CareerLink. A lot of people just come in the door. The persistent ones seem to, they want the job, so they're showing up.
That says something
regularly.
when they show up, and you know that they really are
Checking in
interested
weekly, or
have motivation again to look for that.
some
job.
of them. I've had the one kid, he called me every day until I hired him, or at least gave him an interview.
Well, and everybody knows Buck, so.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
No, Buck's been there a little longer than me.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy. So, I guess then when you hear there's nothing going on, or nobody's hiring, or the economy's horrible, what do you say to those people?
Well, Titusville's a tough job market, really. It is. And we're hiring occasionally. We're not looking for a lot of people, but we're looking for good people. So
And steady.
And
you
steady.
Have steady
I mean,
growth, yes.
they come and they go all the time. They just don't want to come to work every day. That's the biggest.
Are there, I guess, other industries that you pay attention to kind of determine how busy you guys are? I mean, do you ever look at the tooling or manufacturing businesses in Meadville to see if they're busy? Or I
No,
mean,
that really doesn't affect us. It's just the plastic companies mainly.
okay, so you can you pay attention to those trades to see what's going on, and
Correct.
let's talk a little bit about, and this is going back towards the history of it. What are some things that you've been amazed with that you've discovered with Charter?
Oh, the sheer growth of the place has just been amazing from where they started out to the 15 years I've been there. It's just grown amazing. Yeah, we were in one building, opened up another bay and put in another 5 extruders, and then bought the building across the street, which was, I think that was Struthers and Wells back in the day, but it was Frontier Foundry last. And then,
There's some, going back
Yeah.
some other
That's
company
right.
names here, some long-established businesses.
and
yeah.
the whole infrastructure inside of that building just completely cleaned out and revamped to modern standards.
And when you talk about that end of town, you're talking about the possibility of these buildings just either sitting there and collapsing in on themselves, or again, somebody taking the gamble and growing a business and saying, boy, we could use this space.
That's for sure.
So then there's that care and that effort to say, okay, how do we use this to our needs?
And to continue to grow it.
Right. Talk about, I guess, overall, from the basic start of the process to the end, you said it's all sort of encompassed within Charter.
Correct.
I mean, from the trucking to, once you're done with the pipe, how do you get it out?
A lot of trucking. We've done a couple on the railroad, but it's been quite some time. A little overseas, but mostly it's just trucking from point A to point B.
And those are all drivers that are,
Some of them are local, some are, depends. Some of the companies have their own trucks, so they bring their own truck and driver in to haul it. We have several customers that are that way.
You store, I see a lot of empty trailers stored with your product,
Yeah,
stored
they're-
in it too. Yeah.
Company, different companies that haul for us, they'll leave their trailers for us to load. And
it's 21 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. We're taking care of business this morning with Charter Plastics. This is the Morning Drill on Stream Television and the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. So you mentioned sort of the raw material and how much of that you purchased during the year. So how much pipe does that make?
I really couldn't tell you a footage. I know.
Enough.
Heavy pipe. Talk to him about the heavy pipe. That is
Enough
so
to go around the planet 8 times.
Probably. I know it's, we've
That'd be a cool thing to look up.
200,000 or 300,000 coils a year. Plus, the large straight length pipe, some of that, the 24-inch, you're talking 65 pounds a foot for a light wall, have 24-inch pipe. So,
That's a lot of
That
pipe.
big,
Yeah.
heavy
Yeah.
pipe. Yeah.
the heavy wall, the heavy wall is nearly 4 inches thick, and it's just a little over 100 pounds a foot.
And where
It's
do
pretty
you
dense.
where do you use that pipe?
Well, we might need it in our restroom.
Not that big, I hope.
And where would that 4-inch pipe?
4-inch or 24-inch,
but
that
4-inch
municipal
thick.
water systems, sewage systems. They're putting a lot of that in the ground also. It's better than concrete and steel, but they still have polyethylene is still just a small percentage of the water market, like 3 to 5%.
Really?
Correct. Steel
Really?
and concrete still carry it all, but they leak, and polyethylene pipe and plastic pipe about 5% of the market, 3 to 5, varies from year to year.
Well, is that I guess good news in terms of potential
We'd like
growth?
to see it 25%.
Yeah.
So, there's
So
lots of
there's-
room for growth.
Yeah. And as you said, like the gas companies and all that, people are now changing
Mm-hmm.
to your product that you make, so that makes you even more successful.
So what would the
in future.
lifespan be of polyethylene pipe compared to the steel? Or
Well, we have a 50-year warranty on most of it, so it can stand up a lot more to earthquakes and seismic activity versus concrete and steel.
Now, is this also the stuff they use to slip line with? Do you
Correct. Yes,
Okay.
they do a lot of slip line, reline old pipes with it rather than digging up the old infrastructure. They just go right through the old with new.
So for municipalities, that saves them money and cost and labor time and things like that. So that even makes it more attractive.
Plus, it was a big hit for Walter Egan, Concrete and Steel. No,
Yeah.
that was Magnet and Steel. I'm sorry. 8:24 is our time again, taking care of business this morning with the Charter Plastics. The future of Charter. What's ahead for you guys?
Boy, a future. Make more plastic pipe. We do have another product that we're importing from Europe, CT Piping. It's a new startup, but it's CP, or it's not, I can't even remember what it is, PPE or PP, I'm not
It's so
familiar with
new.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not any part of that division, so.
But it's cool that it's something that they brought from Europe.
All of our products are made for outdoor use, and this is an indoor product from Europe for water lines in buildings, sewer, steam, hot water, cold water, everything.
Wow.
And you're the only distributor of that here, I believe.
America,
In America
yeah.
is this company here. So yes, so that's cool.
So is there a lot of time sitting in a room looking at potential growth opportunities, or trying to find products like that to sell or market?
Well, we have lots of people out in the industry, sales reps, and Donna that works there, Donna Stout, and she's involved in PPI and a lot of that type of the industry drivers and policymakers. So she's pretty on the edge of what's coming and what's going, because it's a evolving market all the time.
Deb, from sort of an economic development point of view, when you see Charter, what do you guys see, and how do you use that to help recruit people to the community?
We see a long-standing company that is committed to our community, that invests, there's no absentee ownership there. They're there every day. They're working hard, and they've made a commitment to grow. I see people that are the entrepreneur spirit. We always talk about it, but there's a prime example of it where they, in 1987, combined efforts and created this business that is growing. I mean, you drive past and it's spotless. The pipe is perfectly laying there, organized, and when the overhead doors are up, it's nice and neat looking inside. They have quality. You look at them from the outside and it looks like quality, and when on the inside, that quality goes on as well. So it's a quality place to work. We're proud to have them in the community. They serve on our boards and are involved, and are community leaders, and they're an integral part of who we are here.
When somebody says to you, maybe you're talking with a business and they want to come into the community, and because Jim has brought this up many times, we don't have that deep sea porter, we don't have the highways. We've heard Jim say that, but you look at companies in town that are using rail or able to truck this stuff out without any problems. Is that easier to say to them, well, listen, we may not have these things, but we have companies doing this, this, and this?
And we can call them on a minute's notice. Call from your cell phone. The good thing about being here is that we're so connected. You might see them at the grocery store and have a question, or they may call you after hours. It's knowing those people on that personal basis that I think helps the community grow and be even stronger. You're involved every day with them, no matter what. So I think that's important.
She hasn't called you at like 3 a.m, has she?
Not yet.
Not
Okay. All right.
Yeah. That would be Jim. He's the one who calls. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So again,
it's knowing them. It's knowing your community and knowing what they need and being involved and being committed, and it just works.
So and sort of recap again, you guys have some job opportunities.
A few.
If somebody has an interest, sell Charter right now. What is it that an employee or a potential employee or a future employee is going to get by applying at Charter?
Good place to work, steady work, committed, and it's a family place. So everybody's family at Charter.
And again, you got to show up and work.
Every day.
You got to have those skills.
Math skills help.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
But they get benefits. They get quality work environment. They get good people to work for. There's so many benefits for a person that goes there and commits. I mean, he's been there for 15 years. It must be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
You don't
especially
stay.
with Buck being there.
You're so mean.
Poor Buck. Not even
Any
here to
chance I
defend
get, any
himself.
chance I get, yeah. So again, and what's the best way to apply? Is it to stop in and visit with you guys?
I prefer that because then I can meet you at the door and talk to you a little bit when you drop your application off. I usually meet at the window with everybody that comes in, so
Good. There's online. There's applications online, aren't there?
I believe so.
Yeah, I
You
think
can
so.
do-
Yes. Yeah.
We don't get very many that way, so
Yeah. But they can, So yeah, or contact us. We can connect you whatever you need. Yeah. But we're here to help whatever way we can,
Alrighty, guys.
so they can take care of business.
Absolutely. And Deb, thank you guys so much for stopping in.
you're welcome.
And again, lots of great things happening in this taking care of business segment with Charter Plastics.
Thank you.
And we'll be back in a couple weeks, Deb, with somebody else.
Yes, we will.
A nice
Be back on
surprise.
again. Thanks.
All right, Ed, great having you on this morning.
Thank you,
To have
Luke.
you here.
Thanks.
Yeah, a lot of
Mark.
great things happening again in town and at Charter Plastics. And Ed, if anybody has questions, can they call?
They can call me anytime, 814-827-9665.
All right, excellent. Deb, how can they reach you at Redevelopment?
827-3668.
Why don't you give him Jim's extension, because he's not doing anything, is he?
Nah, nothing going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see he's parked at Town Square all the time now.
Yeah, he is. It seems to be that project. He's project manager for that, so
I
that's
know.
good. We certainly can say that he is the working executive director.
The last I saw him, he was up on the roof shouting or doing, I don't know what he was doing.
Oh yeah, he was up there yesterday again.
Oh, was he?
It's cool up there.
Yeah.
It's nice. We were up there since we've taken off the 4th floor, so it's different, but it's still that great view of the valley that changed.
Any
the world.
phantom pains?
No.
Okay.
No, we're good.
Final look at news coming up next. Thanks, Ed. Thanks, Deb.
Thanks.
Thank
All right,
you.
we'll be right
Bye.
back.
See you soon.